Guys, where I live, the big worm bite has just started heating up. In this video today, I'm going to share with you guys tips on selecting the big worms and selecting worms for summertime fishing. We're going to go through different ways of rigging them. We're going to talk about where to fish them, going on the water, and also how to approach fishing the big worm, guys. Thank you for coming to the YouTube channel today, The Fishing Coach. My name is Coach E, Jimmy Easterling, but go ahead, call me Coach, guys. Sorry for the voice. I've lost it the last 2 days. Don't know why. I'm not like coaching a football game or anything anymore. I've lost it and just kind of guess summer cold. So anyway, so guys, with the big worm, I love the big worm, and lately they've been eating the big worm on multiple lakes I have fished, from fishing them in 20 to 60 foot at Lake Ouachita and trees, to fishing lowland reservoirs in South Arkansas where they're along brush piles, rock drops. Even today at Lake Hamilton, they're eating them in the brush piles. Okay, guys, something about the big worm though, I'm going to help you guys out, is picking the big worm. There's so many big worms out there on the market, so many. So like, I'm going to tell you like 2 things to look at for a big worm, and then we're also going to talk about the other worms as well. As you have right here, the straight tail style worms. These are both different kind of mag finesse style worms. So with the big worm, this right here is the Zoom O Monster. I got it rigged, Texas rig right here, okay? And one thing about the big worms, I like to have a big worm that's heavy in salt content like the Zoom, and what I mean by that is they don't float, they sit on the bottom. There are times, guys, I don't know, that Zoom O Monster catches fish. Dude, it catches fish. It's caught fish forever. It's one of the most popular lures. I'm curious how many packages they've sold in their lifetime. It catches fish, but a Zoom O Monster lays on the bottom. The other type of worm I like here, and it's a worm that doesn't have much salt. Right here is the, and I was making sure it says super sitting up. I said this isn't salt. But my Wild Thing by V&M Custom Baits, this big worm does not have salt, it floats. So there's times, guys, where those fish want one that's on the bottom, and when you hop it, that tail moves. Then there's time they want that thing floating. Sometimes about these worms, they're better on shaky heads, to where when you fish them on a shaky head, they float, you drag, they float, to where if you have that Zoom O Monster, it's on that shaky head that's just kind of going down, just doesn't give it a good presentation. Another way, guys, I've been, if you've watched the channel enough, the Ozark rig. Here's an Ozark rig. I tore it off with the O Monster right here. I've had better luck with the floating style worms on an Ozark rig. I know somebody else that's been catching them with an O Monster though. So just let your type of lakes tell you, okay? Now colors. Colors, guys, have a red color and a natural color. So like here's a plum. It's in that red category, kind of. Red bug, plum apple, plum. And then this is Texas smoke. It's in that natural color. So I like to have kind of 2 different types of colors. Now my straight tail worms, your trick worm type of worms. This right here is a Zoom Magnum trick worm in the blue fleck color. And then here's a V&M J-Mag worm. It's a longer little finesse worm, but it's that thick one. I like throwing the thicker worms like this in the summer. Okay. Now, you can still throw your normal trick worm and normal finesse worm as well. I just don't do it, okay? It's just my preference. So, guys, depending on your preference and your lakes. Now, the smaller finesse worm is going to get more bites. I like trying to get bigger bites, and I feel like these get the bigger bites, okay? Now, on rigging these, you always hear about shaky head. But, guys, I'm here to tell you, you can rig this on a Texas rig just like this, okay? And I've been doing that lately. I learned that at Lake Fork, rigging this guy up there and catching good fish with it, okay? And then even lately, I'm sorry guys, y'all are having the waves. I bet it's my camera. I wonder if that's messing y'all up. But man, hopefully not. Anyway, it's too late now, we're filming it. But guys, then we got the blue fleck here, this bigger one. We've been rigging it and caught some fish with it the other day on one of my trips. One of my guided trips I did with some young anglers. And if y'all know who y'all are, y'all for watching, they won a big tournament. And anyway, we had a trip, and this was our worm of the day. Okay, guys? So you can rig these Texas rig as well. Guys, on your areas to fish a big worm, you can throw them anywhere you want. You can fish them shallow. You can flip them off the bank. Fish them on the edge of lily pads. Brush piles is a big one. You can fish them on rock points. You can fish them on rock docks. Whatever your lake has to offer, you can throw them at, okay? Another sneaky thing about it is if you have a bunch of brim in your lake, I think there's something about that in brim. So if you're fishing around brim beds or brim, it causes bites or, it gets bites, okay? So big worm, throw them anywhere. Throw them in 60 foot in trees like we were at Ouachita the other day. Throw them in 20 foot, 10 foot, 5 foot, flipping it on the edge of lily pads. Whatever your preference is. One sneaky thing about the big worm is you can swim them. Okay, give it a shot. Okay, I'm just saying, give it a shot. Now let's go onto the water real quick and talk about this big worm. Guys, I'm here excited to share with you the boat of the week presented by Fut Marine. I'm in a 2024 Ranger 521R powered by a Mercury 300 4-stroke. I'm going to share with you guys my 2 favorite characteristics about this boat. I've got to fish in a lot of boats last year during my forward-facing sonar trip, so I actually get the experience of being in every boat on the market. So I'm going to share with you my 2 favorite things about this boat. The first thing is the safety of the boat. When I'm in these bigger Rangers like this, the 19-foot, the 20-foot, the 21-foot Ranger, I feel safe on the water. On a big lake, when there are waves, 4 or 5 foot waves due to the wind and the weather, I feel safe in this boat. That's one of the first things you need to consider when getting a boat. So when I'm in a Ranger, I feel safe. The second thing, my second favorite characteristic about this boat is the deck space. When you're in the 19-foot Rangers, and even an 18-foot Ranger, guys, 20-foot, there's 21, the deck space is unlimited. You can fish multiple people comfortably up there. Of course, you have all the storage, but the biggest thing is the comfortable part of the boat with your rods and having somebody else fishing up there with you on the deck. If you're interested in this boat, guys, contact Tony Hodge or Mason Tuberville at Fut Marine. You can check it out, futmarine.com. And if you have any more questions about boats, go ahead, check them out. Leave me a comment down in the description or give them a call. Thank you. All right, guys, here we are. We're out here off a rounded point. I was graphing for brush, found some brush, but I found some grass right here, a grass clump that's just kind of like brush in a way. And then there are some good fish out here on the edge of it. So we're just gonna fish this big worm through it, okay, just another way. Now, one of the things about fishing the big worm is patience, okay? And even with live scope lately, it's been harder for me to fish as much because of patience. But your days that you get bit on the big worm, you gotta be very patient, okay? So one of the other things is now, we're only in 17 foot here, and I'm in that grass right now. But one big thing is the feeling the contact of your worm and your cover that you're in. So one thing that I, try to show people is putting that line right here on your finger so you can feel a bite, you feel that cover better. Today, with the winds and the pontoon boats and stuff, I'm gonna keep my rod down and go through that grass or go through my cover or my rocks, okay? At times I will click my reel, all right, and let that thing go down as well. But I'm going to like pull this thing through and just try to feel that cover. Now, of course, also with the worm and grass especially, you can pull it up and try to have that thing going hopping up through the grass. I'm standing right here right now because these waves are coming in and I don't want to fall in the boat. So I can also pull up and feel that grass, give that effect to that worm to go up and back down as well. But one thing it is, it's just even letting that thing, trying to figure out how long you need to let it sit. Because there are days you gotta let it sit and just fish slow. And that seems like to me, the better days with the worm is when I do just fish slow. Now there are times I know when I get up to spots and I'm over here and I want to, I want to fish this thing quick and I expect them to eat right away. And then fish right there on the edge of that thing. But there's some fish up there in it. So, but guys, it's just being patient. And then, there might be a time where they just eat. You catch one, throw in there, catch one, then it just stops. The other days on a couple of my trips, it's like when they eat the worm, get ready, somebody else is about to get bit on the worm as well. So I'm just here fishing this thing. And, and also some other things too, I didn't talk about earlier. I do like to dye my tail chartreuse at times, definitely on those trick worms. So that's one thing I like to do is to dye those tail chartreuse. And that's something too that guys you can do as well with your worms. That's what I like to do. I also like to use some bait fuel and some other things. I'm right now using I think 15-pound test, depending on your lake. If you're like Texas fishing Lake Fork, you might want to go a little heavier. I know some guys that do. But so I'm just gonna, like I said, fish this thing slow. And back in the day before live scope, guys, I'd fish in brush piles 20-30 minutes at times with the worm. Now I tend to fish faster. I think sometimes I don't get as many bites due to that, okay? So guys, I'm just gonna keep my rod down. There goes another boat right there. Happy 4th of July. Tomorrow's the 4th. So, pontooning, yeah, good times. But, see, I'm in that grass. If I knew it was a fish, it'd be pulling back. I'd be feeling that pull, okay? It's always safe to set the hook, but it would be pulling back. So that's one thing too about this is you're gonna feel a tick, you're gonna feel just nothing heavyweight, and it starts pulling, and sometimes they're coming at you, so then you got to catch up. Or you're, like I said, they might hit on the way down. I'm gonna try to throw these things right at those guys now, since they're right there on the edge. Oh, there goes my worm. Oh, there they go. They're falling into the bottom. See if they're interested in the big worm. It's real cool when you throw that thing and they're real active and it's going through there and they hit it on the fall. Nope, they don't want it. Do not want it, I guess. Yep, they're already back on the edge of the brush. Oh, there's a group back there behind them though. Like there's a group just moved in behind. Let's see if I can go back there. Okay. Not gonna lie to you guys, I went up there to film, to do a little brush pile thing, and all of a sudden, I'm gonna hop that thing up a little bit. All of a sudden, I saw some fish swimming around, and had to go throw the old jig head minnow at them, and they kicked my butt. I had 2 big ones throw me off. Yep, throw me off. So, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Hopefully these tips help you make you fishing a worm easier. Oh, I just got bit right there. Come on now. No, that was one of those ticks. Come on now. Oh, look, there they are. They're following it. They're following it down. That's got bit. Now they're not. Darn. That wasn't a big thump. That was just like a tick, and I felt it pull, but he didn't have it long. So, anyway, we're about to go home. I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think about the channel today. If you're interested about this rod, I got a link down there in the description. It's an affiliate link. Go check it out. Send me a message on my Facebook if you want more information on these rods or anything else about the fishing coach and the other services I offer. Appreciate it. See you on the next one. What is up, guys? Welcome to the Faith Juice segment of the episode. I forgot to do this on the water, so here we are right here, just doing it out here on the carport while the kids are napping. Sorry again for my voice. I feel fine. It's just I don't have a voice, and I'm coughing. And I'm not like, I just got some summer cold, okay? And if you're like, maybe you got COVID, I tested negative for that. My wife made sure I did that just to make sure when we go out here and see family and friends for July 4th coming up. Okay, so we're good there. Wow, I just saw something, guys. Let me show you. That's my boat plug, if you saw it right. And my boat plug is normally not there. It's normally down there in like the floor. But I bet you my 2-year-old threw it there. That would have been bad going to the lake. And I'm about to have to go put it in the box. All right, guys, it's on Faith Juice segment. We're a minute in. I'm sorry, guys. So one thing about like your life is you do have a purpose for life. You have a purpose. You were born, and you have a purpose for your life. And everybody has a different purpose for their life, a different calling. You know, and there's a general why we're here on this earth. But I'm just going to share with you that if you're struggling with that right now, with why am I here, you do have a reason for being here. Life's short, and so we need to make the most of it, because it's very short. Depending on who you are, what you are, and what challenges and obstacles you've overcame. Got to hang out with 2 guys this last week, father, son, and man, they've overcame some obstacles, and I'm talking like it's a lot of different obstacles than what I've came through, and other people, but they've overcame it, and they have a purpose, and they found their purpose, and it's man, it's rewarding to see that, and for you as a person when you find it. It's rewarding, and you might not know what it is. You know, I thought in my 20s I was going to be a football coach forever and be in education, and then somehow I'm not now. So you might not know what your purpose is going to be until your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, but hey, you have a purpose no matter what your age is. I'm just going to share a couple of scriptures with you, okay? This one I like here, Romans 8:28. We know that all things work together for the good of those who love God, those who are called according to His purpose. Psalm 32:8, I will instruct you and show you the way to go. My eyes on you, I will give counsel. And then another one here is, you reveal the path of life to me. Your presence is abundant in joy. Your right hand are eternal pleasures. Okay, guys, so just know if you're struggling with that, trying to find your purpose, there is one for you, okay? If you have any questions, guys, send me a question down on my Jimmy Eastern Fishing Facebook page. Appreciate it. Thank you again. Hey, we'll see you on the next video.